My name is Katherine Tracy, and I live and work here at Campol Ranch. I am a part of the ranch because of my husband and it being his family ranch. We have a cow-calf operation. We do our own haying, and we also do some custom haying. We sell meat directly to consumers also. We do the grass finished. I'm a speech pathologist, so I work with Delta County School District, and I work with preschoolers through 12th grade. And I like to incorporate any agricultural education that I possibly can with my kids. Nolan is my husband, and we have a son. His name is George. He is named after Nolan's grandpa, and Nolan is a 4th generation rancher here at Campol Ranch. Goals are pretty new and fresh. We want to try to do more with figuring out how to best work with the soil we have and the water we have. So working with NRCS, trying to figure out how to help fund those situations because it is expensive to get those things going. We talk a lot with our neighbors, like for the example, La Valley Ranch. We talk to them a lot because they have very similar things and needs because we have the same ground. We really just want to use our water a little better and create more feed. I'm a part of a lot of the decision making with Nolan. I do all the labor with Nolan, and I help him hay and help him irrigate and help him with the cows and help brand. And he taught me how to rope early on, so I'm involved with those things. I have been a Black Mesa cattlewoman for 3 years now. Last year I was secretary. This year I took on the role as president. Our organization works to educate and advocate for the beef industry. You know, we just want to make sure that people know kind of the true facts, or at least want to start a discussion. And that's our main goal, is just being able to answer questions, educate. We do a lot on our social media account to try to get things out there. Yeah, we have a substantial amount of women on it, and we keep growing our membership, so that's really exciting. But it primarily is women that's educating, advocating for the beef industry. People also need to know that just because they read something doesn't mean it's accurate. Not all research is good research. Just because you hear it, just because you read it, doesn't mean that that's the facts. When you talk about the emissions and the global warming and things like that, where is it being advertised that the cattle industry between 2021 and 2022 lowered the emissions by 2%? That's the most out of any economic sector. The biggest problem in Colorado would be Denver. All those cities have a big population. Majority of the population in Colorado. But we have this small section that's determining the majority of what occurs down here. So we almost feel that we don't have any voice because we're such a small portion of the population. But I would say majority of those people have not been down here, and to see what we actually do and experience what we do, they've maybe come to Aspen. That's maybe as far down as they've come. Big difference. Obviously, the heat and the water and all that kind of stuff is very largely going to impact, you know, ranchers' ability to continue on. But I think the biggest detriment right now to the future of ranching and farming is those who are trying to get rid of it. I mean, that's huge, to have people fighting for your industry to just go away. We work as hard as we do because we love what we do, but we also, now that we have George, we work as hard as we do for him. This is where I'll get emotional. We want him to have this opportunity, you know. We want him to have the opportunity to do what we love if he wants to. He doesn't have to, but we would love for him to experience it too. And you know, there's a difference between growing up on a farm or a ranch versus not. And there's a lot of valuable lessons you learn as a ranch and farm kid. And we want him to have those opportunities, but we also want him to have something to pass on to his kids. I mean, at 4th generation, you really don't want to stop. You know, we just want him to have this opportunity too, and know that we're working as hard as we possibly can for him. It's just the values you hold as a rancher or farmer. I mean, that in itself helps create the next generation in a positive way. I feel like if every kid was brought up with the values that are instilled in ranching and farming, that the world would be a way different place. You know, we all care about each other. We care about the land. We care about livestock. Those are really good values that would definitely change the world. But when it comes to women in this industry, one, I think we have a different perspective. We're the people who do have to do the multitasking. I feel like we're the people that have their hands in everything. Your husband might need you as that hired hand for the day, or you might have to be home feeding the crew. You might have to be home taking care of your kids. You might be doing the books. You might be doing this. I mean, there's not one way to be a part of ranching. And women have that ability to be multiple different pillars when it comes to the ranching industry. I'm going to use Nolan's grandma, for example. Nolan's grandma probably was not out there in the nitty-gritty of it, like in that laborious part. However, she was at home raising the kids, feeding the crew, being her husband's support system. That in itself is a big job and extremely significant to make sure that rancher gets to go home, eats a good meal, sleeps well, has somebody to talk to, and make sure that they're getting all these things off of their chest and just have their rock, you know? I mean, that's what women are. They're rocks. Ranching women cannot be weak, and I don't know one that is.